Hello and welcome to Dell's Gaming. I'm Dell and this is the From the Depths designer, where we are once again in the Atlantis, and this is the command deck, or whatever you want to call it, a pilot position, driver position of the Atlantis fortress. It's not really a pilot because it's not a plane, and it's not really a ship, it's not really a land vehicle, it's a fortress, so it's this command deck, I suppose. Anyway, I've done a few changes. First of all, you can see I've up armoured this. This is now like triple metal in most directions and a wood on the outside. So if we come out a little, I have basically armoured all the decks, put a little bit of few blocks on here and there just to make things look turtley and the fashion I like. So we've got mainly 2 blocks of metal in most places, in some areas 3. I've put some second engines in, so a second and third engine into the system, and we've still got room for expansion if we should so need it. If we look at the power usage now, we've got 15,000 power available to us across 3 engines. So also, if they take out one engine, we've got enough with the other 2 engines, which is of great importance. A little bit of shielding at the front, but could do with a bit more, but we can look into that now we've got power. The guns, you can see they're freaking out a little bit. They're okay. What I have set is a control block which basically releases the dock about every 21 seconds, and then it reapplies the block almost straight away. It's just to give it a little flick, because I found that it stops them freaking out too much to just reapply the docking position every now and again, in case they were freaking trying to dock, especially if you start moving around a bit. It's good for it to reapply. They still fire, they readjust during that period they're down, they just re-aim their guns and continue firing. You can see that the angle suddenly changes, so that's why I've set it to 21 seconds. But generally they sort themselves out. Sometimes the angle goes up, sometimes the angle goes down. It's all a little I wouldn't say dodgy, but variable. The little area that we've set for them holds them in place reasonably nicely. They just seem to go a little bit strange on occasion. I'm not sure why these angles go wrong, but they've got a turret, so they will. They will adapt to the issue. Right, okay, other things that we've got, or what would I wanted to get done today. I'm going to move this out of the water a little bit just so it's easier to get to some of the areas. Missile systems. So we've done cannons. I'd like to, at the moment there's a couple of areas I would like to look at. One is I'd like a smaller gun system, maybe at the front around here, which is more a AA style gun, fast firing, maybe multi-barreled, one of the AA style turrets, just for when we need a maximum daka response to some flying vehicle with maximum elevation, etc. Also, I might put something on the plimps on the back here, and interceptor missiles. Someone did write on one of my items about talkless turrets, so I want to have a work with that. So I might do that today, and then the other area I do want to look at is a big missile system here. Maybe a couple, but vertical launch missiles. I was going to use laser, but I've had second thoughts on that. Mainly because you've got so many things in the way. Trying to get a laser to guarantee is either got to be very high or it's got to be at the front. Oh, you can see he's having a bit of a freak there. Oh dear, oh dear. Didn't like trying to get in there. Oh well, shit happens. Yes, this is a problem with this docking mode. They sometimes destroy themselves. Oh well, never mind, eh? What can I say? Crap happens. Come on back in. Where's he gone to? Yeah, he's coming back in, and he's just about complete. So they rebuild pretty quickly, to be frankly honest. There we go. You can see some of the little issues that sometimes happen with this docking system. but it's fun at the same time, and it's something a little different. We might adapt them. I've put rubber on a lot of the edges, as you can see, and that's purely to prevent too much damage, but it doesn't stop all the damage possible. But I could remove them totally, I suppose, and just rely on the docking to hold it in place. The reason for them being there is they are extra defense for any shots coming forward into this, so they act as a defensive measure, basically an extra level of armor to the front and rear of the block. So I could make it a little bit, move them up one, I suppose, to reduce the that problem. I'll have a look at it when we're in later on. We might allow a little bit more room. The missile system on the back I might just have a little bit further away. You can see that one's having a few problems docking, but it doesn't matter because it would still be firing all through this docking procedure. The turret would still be aiming and still firing, so it's not really a problem. It's just funny to watch. Okay, let's get back to the system. So I was talking about missiles, vertical launch missiles. If we use a laser system, which would be ideal because we could target specific areas, the problem would be that the getting the laser to look over all of the items, we'd have to have a tall pinnacle, and as you can see, it's going to freak out a bit. So I may well go for a few, basically use the infrared cameras, because they should help to get around any infrared laser, oh, was just missile thingies. Oh, my brain has totally and utterly left me. Heat decoys, that's the one. Missile heat decoys, because we'll set some of them to random blocks, etc. like that. We'll vary the controllers. So what's going to be the first thing to work on? I'd like to work on this front gun system, I think, first. And we're going to put them in this little gap here. We'll dock them in here. Now, what space do we have? If we get a block, we can just see what area we have to work with, and I can always push it out. I'm just using a wooden block here, so 8x8. Yes, 8x8, and it can stick out a little bit, and then we can create a little shield at the front to give it a little extra armor. So an 8x8 block. Okay, so that can stay there. They can freak out there quite happily. We'll put us into build mode, new object. Where are we? New vehicle. We'll get ourselves out here a little bit. So we've got 8x8 now. Because we want a centralized point, I think 9x9 would also be okay, but I'll try and keep it to 8x8, but maybe 7x7, just so it fits in that area. That should be enough to give us a reasonable gun. Now, okay, this has started pointing backwards, so I've got to allow for... No, it started pointing over that way. That's the direction it's in. Okay, let's start with a little base. I think we can do 8x8. That won't be a problem. There. And mirror on this. We can do 7x8 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that looking? Yeah, that's actually to be 9x8. That's fine. I'm gonna go with that. Let's not get too fixated by that exact sizing. So that's the limit to our system. Now, once again, we can have this. This is going to be just basically a fast-firing dual-barrel gun system. I think will be the what we'll go for. Now, similar to what we did, we'll we're going to keep this slightly smaller. I think. Yeah, keep it slightly smaller. That's the front. So we'll go along here. just setting up, but we won't have something there because that's where the points in the car at the top. So this is a slightly smaller design, and then we'll also end up armoring this part in a similar fashion. Might put some slopes just on there just to put it up. Then we've got the gun. Okay, so let's start with the gun. Okay, let's start with a new precision turret. And some 6-way connectors. Now, okay, we've got to be careful here, actually. I've just realised something. Can't do that. If we're going to go for a double gun, I need more space to get through this top here. Which is fine. That's fine. Let's go. We need a metal beam going up to give a maximum secure connection on this turret. Start with that there. Now we need the 6-way connectors. Custom cannon. I could just go with a single gun here, I suppose, but I like the idea of a triple gun, a double gun. Sorry. We use it on the a couple of ships, and I always like the idea of it. Now, okay, we've got a fair bit of room, so we can come back and then do an up and over design. I should put this on a mirror line. I'll do that now. Why have you gone down there? There we go. There we go. Up and over. And then we will take these towards the front so we can add some blocks on here. Okay, firing pieces. So we can set the basics up. So we have a firing piece, and then we have an elevating barrel. Accuracy, well, we have reasonable accuracy, but mainly we want to keep that elevation at 80. That's 5. Okay, we'll give it 6 and then give it 5 recoils. Recoilless. Let's see what that gives us. 80. 212. Let's just grab one more, just make sure. Can we go up or down anymore? Oh, that's still got an 80. Okay, that's our limit. That's good. I'm okay with that. We'll see how the rest of it works out over time. Right, that's cool. That's good. We'll put now. We're going to keep the gauge low on this. The idea is rate of fire, sustained rate of fire, so we need lots of ammo boxes. Possibly, I'm just trying to think of HE or armor piercing. Possibly go for armor piercing. Oh, no, we'll go for a bit of both. I think we've got enough blocks here to make it high explosive armor piercing, so we'll try to go for a bit of both. Let's get some loaders. Let's get this rate of fire up. Right, let's see what this gives us, just as a simple starting point. We've got enough room around here. That's about the limit, actually, because allowing for that there and that there, when this comes back, 1 2 3 1 2 3, yep, that's our limit on there. We've got a bit more room at the back though. We can go a bit further backwards. Okay, let's see. That's reload time of 0.3. Yeah, we could get better than that. We can get better than that at the expense of other items. Right, this is where we've got to take off the mirror line And I've got to work out whether the best way of doing this, let's do this instead. I'm gonna just try something on this one side. In that, I'm going to try staggering there. And that one gets one in the center. One. I know it looks a little weird, but there is method in my madness. Maybe not. I don't know until I see if this actually does work. This might not work at all, in which case it's just madness. Okay, what's that giving me? That's giving me a 0.13. That's better. That's better. Let's match that on the opposite side. So what we have to do is we have to do the reverse. So where there was 2, we have to put 1, and where there is 1, we have to put 2. So there is 1 there. There is 1 just here. So it matches with that one there. Then we're going to put here 2. 2 there. And 2 there. So we have ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, and this side had 1, 2, 5. So we're 1 short. Have we got a misbalance somewhere? 1, 2. Okay, we can have 2 on this. Oh, okay. No, let's get that one. I can have 2 here on both sides. Okay, that's fine. It's just on those edges where you can only have the 1. Where they meet, you have to stagger them so that the ammo boxes don't get confused. We could even put 3 here. So actually, I can change this a little bit. Let's try this. Put 1 in there. This means we're not going to have very many ammo boxes. But we're going to have a very good rate of fire. And I get 1 there. And let's just see over here. Now, before I put that 1 there, yeah, no, we'll put that 1 there. We'll put that 1 there. Let's get this one over here sorted. That one. And ammo box. And ammo box. And that's where there's not an ammo box. Okay, let's see what rate of fire we've got. Now, we've got a 0.1, 12 ammo boxes, 0.1, 11 boxes. Okay, we've got mismatching boxes somewhere, so we've either got 1 more box I can put in here somewhere, which is potentially where? Right, he could have more boxes here. Right, let's see if we can remove some of these ammo boxes and still get a good 0.1 firing rate. No, can't remove them. Let's just go with it. Let's go with all the ammo boxes we can. Right. So, yep, that's fine. Right, have you got all the ammo boxes you can possibly have? Not yet. There's some at the front we haven't put for you. There we go. And you need one just there as well. More ammo boxes. Ammo. Let's see if they're about equal now. 15 boxes, 0.1. 14 boxes. Am I missing one somewhere? Is there a box? It should work out equal. If it doesn't, hey ho. It will be no. I can't say that. I know what I'm like. I must have this equal. Why is there a difference of? There we go. There we go. Knew there was one somewhere. At 1 box. So now they should be 15 and 15. 15 boxes. 15 boxes. Okay, right, we'll go down the bottom. We're just going to go for explosive. We'll fill up the gaps with explosive warheads. That'll just give a little bit of oomph to the weapons where we can. Not a huge amount, but a little bit of HE on occasion. So 19, 27. Oh, that one had a few more. Okay, well that yeah. Such is life. You can't always get it perfect. I want it perfect though, but okay, what we can do is go put one of them in like that. Yep. And just to try and get a few more boxes in. That'll give us 2 boxes there. Anywhere else I can get that'll give me 2 boxes. That'll give me 2, oops, a little bit further out. Nope, I'm going to go that far. That'll give me 2 boxes. Right, so I should have 2 around here. Okay, so let's put these back on again on the edges of these that I've just added in. Just using the maximum amount of space we can get away with without increasing the area. So okay, if we got a slight mismatch, I'm not going to be too far out. Okay, 47, 15 boxes, and here we have 47, 15 boxes. Okay, that's cool. I'm okay with that. That's not problematic. What I'll do is on one of these guns, I'm going to put a little delay. So this is going to have we need a 2-degree accuracy, and this is going to have a 0.2 0.5. Yeah, okay, so that's half the firing rate. Put this as accurate as possible. Thank you. So that will just give it a slight firing delay to sort of make them fire in the alternate areas. It might not have an effect, but it could help to stop something being able to fly between the bullets effectively. Okay, let's sort out some of this bit here. Okay, no, let's sort out the top. We still haven't finished on this. Right, what we can put in. Do we need any gauging? No, not going to go for any gauges. This is going to be small stuff. We're going to put some armor piercing warheads up the top, I think, on each side. That should give it a good 8 value. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with 8. This is aimed at small vehicles, not big vehicles, so I'm okay with that. Not perfect, then again not a problem either. Okay, let's sort out the swivel part, the deck piece here. Make sure that it is armored up. So I'm fully armoring it with some blocks to make sure that's protected as much as possible. Now let's come off this now. What I want to try and do, I can't do blocks all the way, but it would be nice to have some of this protected by blocks if possible. Is that going to be possible? Oh, looks like one of the guns has blown itself up again. Yep. Sorry, being a bit quiet while I'm just sorting out this part here. Actually, after that one, yeah, go that, and then some metal blocks just there, and some at the front. Whoops, not that. And that one. Come on, do it. Get it right. There we go. Now this is a bit annoying. I'm just going to have to fill this in with blocks. Same on this side. Nice beam in there. There we go. This doesn't have to be blocked. Much prefer using beams if I can. Obviously, simplistic reason is block counts. Although, you know, on this ship we're actually after good block count, so it's not a problem. Right, let's fill in this section. I won't completely fill in this section thinking about it, because we've got to leave some room for putting AI and other bits in here. Now we can make this front a double thickness, just for some protection. Make sure that went all the way along. Yep. Okay, and then we'll fill that. Once I've put the AI and everything in here, I will fill this along. We might need to put the shield. It's gonna be protected behind this shield. Oh, see that one that side does not like trying to dock. Okay, yeah, we might have to put some shields, so it'll need some electricity and etc. in there, some engines just to produce that. Let's go back to the here and put some armor on this turret to protect the guns from any damage. A little bit at least, anyway. Well, I think that should be adequate. Gives us a good basis for coming out there. Okay, we'll put an upward metal block. It's difficult to see these blocks when they're being turned. There we go. That's good. That looks nice to me. Put that in there, and a nice block in there. One below. Perfect. Not bad, not bad. There. There. Whoops. There. Might not try to armor these too much. Actually, in actual fact, let's yeah, I don't think there's a need to protect these as armored as say some of the other ones we've done in the past. I think that could be good enough just there. Put some, yeah, how is it below? Yeah, just I think maybe even stop it just there. There we go. Oh, that one in the center hasn't gone in. Come on. That's not too bad. Not quite as nice as I would like. Not too bad actually. Let's put some one slopes up here just to make it look a little nicer. It is designed to be a AA gun, not a anti-ship gun, so we've got some leeway in design. That's a nice slot. I like that. That's sort of got some attention. We leave the back open. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. I am worried about these ready docking things here, and I might extend these out one either side, just to give us a little bit more leeway, because it does seem to be having some problems docking in over there. So that's obviously a sign of way these things are going to work. Okay, I like that. That's reasonable. Double gun design's okay. Could be a bit better, but it's okay. Right, next let's look at AI, and we need a weapon controller. We need to go onto the body, do the hull. We're finished with the gun. I am hoping it will turn. Right, we'll just put a simple controller there. Then we put an AI mainframe just behind, and we are going to put a front and back card there, and then a target prioritization card just there. We'll set this up initially to maximum range. We're not going to set it too much, but let's just say 700 for the moment. See how that does. And we're going to have a minimum altitude of, say, we'll still let this fire at ground target, so let's say 0. No maximum for the rest of it. But we're going to change the prioritization on this gun. Set all to 0. Right, so to be actually height will be a plus value. Altitude and speed are plus values, whereas normally on a gun we put them as minus values. In this case they're plus values. Range has got a minor there, and block has a minor. Obviously it's going to go for larger flying targets than the smaller ones, but basically it's going to be the closest, close high flying targets. So actually we'll put that up a little bit more. Yeah, we'll put that there. The rest of it, not too worried. If it's got AI, yeah, that should be a reasonable settings. I didn't actually, the main guns actually are very default at the moment. Haven't changed them around too much. Okay, next we're gonna need some sort of shielding. We'll put a shield on the front, on the main gun. That way, whichever way it's pointing will be the way it's protecting. Right, let's put this, edit the spinner. So where have we got a block? Somewhere in here. Got a very big block there. Let's just take this. How about we put it just there, and put some metal blocks in front and those to behind. Okay, it's a little exposed, but hey, that's fine. Now we're just mainly controlling, want to protect the primary area on this. Now he's got no power, so what we need to do first of all is give him an electric engine and some batteries. Don't need a fair bit of space for this, so I'm going to put them underneath. Oops, didn't want to do that. Now I've done that, I have to go back here. What's it done? It's gone and it's gone and removed the whole of that. Okay, not happy at that. That's less than flipping ideal. Where have we gone to? Okay, I'm going to have to redo the whole of that frigging turret, because I was in turret mode, and although I was trying to take off that block, it connected to the bit at the bottom here. Booger is all I can say. So let me just reproduce all of the work I just did in the last half hour. Yes, that's annoying. Bye bye. All that work gone. I will be back in a little bit. And welcome back. And I think this is back to where it was previously, just about, maybe a few minor differences. I think I elongated the rear a little and the front, but otherwise the actual cannon itself has got the same layout inside. And if anyone's watching and has any pull on this, an undo function in Designer that just goes back just one block. One block is enough. Just undo the one block, it would be perfect. But I'm not holding out any hope for that. So, okay, what we now need to do is give this some, just armouring up the side there, because we should be done on the inside here, give or take a little bit. We're going to put in the bottom, underneath, is some engines first. So, we're going to go for electric engines, mainly because we're going to use the power that's going to come from the ship. So let's just get this right round. It's going to be an upside down engine. Key part of it is not really battery, although we're going to give it plenty of battery. The key part is actually going to be chargers, because if we give it about I think about 10 chargers, we should basically get enough to power the shields permanently from the system. The batteries are just there for a period of time when there is no, well, charging available. So we'll put chargers in now, battery chargers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll get plenty in there. And we're going to get more chargers than we need. So the battery's not going to last very long, but that's not the intention. The intention is it's going to be close enough to the mothership to be recharged by the onboard engines there, and the rechargers, the generators, we're going to put very close to it. That's the intention. I'll put some blocks here. So the engine, let's see, yeah, so we've got 25,000 with 14 chargers. Now if I just quickly do this shield here, we can see how this works. And let's give a little bit of width. About 9 I think should do, and a little bit of height, and this, no, not that one. Let's bend it over. Come on, bend over. Yeah, something like that. Don't need too much. Bring down the length. We just want it to protect the main part of it, and we're going to put the strength up quite high. So that's using 99 power. Okay, so if we now go down here, we should see that our actual power is staying fairly stable, because it's actually getting power. We're close enough to the ship actually to receive power from the generators. So I think you'll find, we'll look at the batteries, they're just about holding steady, which is cool. Okay, now we need some ammo, so what we'll do is we'll create a block. Again, we don't need, I need to put a resource gatherer in here. I'll put that on the inside, I did forget about that. Let's just armor this up a little bit. Okay, so in here somewhere we will put, somewhere near the back, doesn't really matter where it goes, where are we, resources, a supply pump, so that it receives supplies from the main ship. That's cool. Now we're going to put a few ammo barrels on here. So it's got its own supply of ammo, but we're not going to go overboard, and we're going to use, I don't know if this is effective, there's a design I've used multiple times now of splitting up the barrels with, actually let's not put one on the very front, let's put that one on the rear there though, putting metal blocks in between each barrel. The reasoning behind it, or what I'm thinking, is it will stop chain reactions. Don't know if that's strictly true. I should actually give this a test actually myself. So there's a little testing video I think required there, just to see whether this is just complete and utter bull and has no effect. But the idea is that if the one ammo barrel gets hit, it's not going to suddenly take out every other ammo barrel just like that. Yeah, it's just going to take out the ones near it. Now, what I'm going to change one thing. I'm going to put some repair tentacles, because what I'm also using these ships as, effectively, is they're going to repair the main ship when it gets damaged as well. So the ship has a double effect. Put them pointing out. So they repair themselves as well as the main ship. Now we'll put one more set of blocks on the bottom, I think, just to cover. I don't like having exposed ammo barrels, would not generally be a good thing. Now the other key point here is we need to get an origin block. Now the origin block, which we'll put in here, marks the point that the docking station will connect and everything else. So this is going to be a key point for it. So we're on miscellaneous origin block. Now I've been putting it at the very rear of each item. It is on these blocks here. So all the rotations and everything are all about, you can see here, about this point here. Actually, one up from the bottom. Let's might as well make it the same if I can. Yeah, let's put it in there, and we'll put that in there. There we go. Means I can put a normal block in there. There we go. Fine. So that's now done. So we'll just save that. So what I now need to do is integrate that into the main ship. Now I've had some thoughts here. We're going to have to do a bit of changing around because of heights. I don't want the big guns shooting the back off of these guns. So the main guns might have to be raised up. I've also made one change. I've made the bays a little bit bigger because it was peeing me off with them jumping around like that. So I've put I have changed these over here to have a 2 gap. It was just too tight and it was just not working correctly. So okay, let's load these ones in, and I'll see you in a short while once I've got them docked up. Hello and welcome back. So I've got the AA pods now docked up with the main ship. I did have to make one change. I miscalculated, added the extra what's it, HE, high explosive boxes, actually extended the distance that the turrets needed to rotate, their width effectively. So I've increased the width of the units just by removing the inside block and just adding one more block on, just to make sure that they could turn. They were, these blocks here, I think it was these ones here and here, they were just catching on this inside because they're now effectively 4 blocks out. So that has increased it a little bit, but only minor. So that was a minor change I had to make on the system, but otherwise they're working. You can see the angles are not great. It's a problem with this docking system. You can see it goes a little off. They tend to wander around on their angles a bit. It's never quite perfect. If you set it to a degree, a particular angle, it seems to move all over the place. We're just going to have to go with that and let the turrets sort themselves out. I've also for the moment turned off the system that was releasing them then recalling them. That really was mostly causing more problems than resolving at this time. That seems a bit close actually, that one there. That seems to be set at the wrong value. We'll just go and check that. It's got to change somehow. Yeah, that's got to change somehow. There we go. There we go, we've got that one distance. I like that one. It should really be a 2 distance really. Up here you can see I've created a little shield at the front. Just one block just to help any initial attack. Might have to put some extra shielding or something in there just to protect this front part of it, but it's underwater, which should help significantly, and obviously it's going to repair this as it comes along, so that's fine. Yeah, so we've raised it up a little bit so that I've raised these up a little bit so that they will fire above the AA guns, because otherwise they were just going to shoot the back of these as soon as they went anything from directly straight ahead. So yep, that seems to be in a good fashion. So let's just see how this performs. Just going to save those changes. Right, we're up to quite a few versions. Right, let's just see how it goes against some air vehicles. Let's give it some, say, a Shrike, a couple of Gotha, Drake, and a couple of those. That's significant air forces right there. That way, I'm going to turn my ship around the right way. Our guns are now firing, and that's some significant fire rate going out there against the Gotha by the looks of it, and our missiles are also joining in. I obviously gave myself there far more aerial forces than we would normally come across. Well, that Gotha is a tough beast. They seem to have ripped it apart between the missiles and the AA guns. That seems to be good. Now I could actually change the priority of them to actually go for small vessels first. So let's just change. Let's just have a look at this. Sorry, that's a bit loud just at the moment. Let's just find the right piece. Wrong bit. It's the prioritization. That's what I want. So let's say it actually changes. So it's actually going to go for smaller and faster units first. So the Shrikes, maybe even the Duster. So it's actually going to go for small targets now, this one. The Shrike looks like it's has taken top notch, maybe because of altitude. Okay, so that gun's going for small targets. That could work out right. One gun goes for slightly smaller targets than the other. One gun goes for big targets. So we've got 2 AA guns going for different targets. I quite like that idea actually, rather than having them exactly the same. Have them target different. If there's more than one flying vessel, have them one go for the largest and one goes for the smallest. Seems to be going for the Shrike at the moment. I think that's all that's been left actually. Shrike is still out there a little bit, and they are giving that a good fire. Their fire rate seems to be... We need to get some ammo production a little bit, I think. Our main ammo supplies are down. Looks like, yep, possibly because of all the missiles that are being fired as well. Oh, there's that Duster coming in. Just got blasted. Yeah, so we'll need to create some, possibly some ammo production. I'll do that offline in a second. Okay, but that's otherwise that's successful as some AA guns and combining with the missiles. That should be quite good at taking out the majority of large or aerial vehicles that come in towards us. Okay, I think this one's gone on long enough. That's got those AA guns. So the only one I haven't done yet, which will be the final pod I think for the moment, enough to get this into combat, will be the missile pod that goes on the rear here. A load of vertical launch missiles, just to give maximum missile spam damage. We are actually close, I think, to having a working model, and then we'll try it against something large, one of the large Onyx Watch vessels, and see what we come up with. How big are we so far? We're up to 6,000 blocks, which is good. I think I'm heading for around the 10k range would be fine, and going bigger. This is a single ship. It could be up against some very large fleets. 1.6 mil, so we're not that large really, all things considered. And so that was without the big guns firing. Obviously the big guns only fire at the big ships, and we just need some missiles now to support the big guns. We've got this module here, which will obviously fire out missiles at large targets without hitting this, but we need something else to support it around the 1,000 to 1,200 meter mark, just with something that's going to go in there and pepper and do a lot of damage basically. So maybe some 8 block missiles, vertical launch from here with cameras, just doing random blocks or something like that. We'll have a look at that in the next part. So it's starting to come together. Hopefully it's a reasonable idea. You like the idea of this modular using docking stations. We'll see what it's like when it goes into the campaign, of course. But until next time, keep building, keep playing, and have fun.